Once upon a time, in the bustling port city of Genoa, Italy, a young boy named Christopher Columbus was born in the year 1451. From the moment he could walk, Christopher was drawn to the sea. He would often sit on the rocky shores, watching the ships sail in and out of the harbor, his mind filled with dreams of adventure and discovery. Christopher's father was a wool weaver, and his family lived a modest life. However, Christopher's heart was set on something far greater than weaving wool. He wanted to explore the world, to sail the vast oceans, and to discover new lands. As a boy, he spent his days reading about famous explorers and studying maps. He listened eagerly to the sailors' tales of far-off lands, imagining himself embarking on grand voyages. As Christopher grew older, his dream became more defined. He was convinced that the Earth was round, and that by sailing west across the Atlantic Ocean, he could reach the rich lands of Asia. This idea was considered radical at the time, as most people believed that the ocean was too vast and dangerous to cross. Despite the doubts of those around him, Christopher's determination never wavered. At the age of 25, Christopher began his life as a sailor. He traveled to various parts of Europe, learning about navigation, astronomy, and the art of seamanship. He honed his skills and gathered knowledge that would later prove invaluable. But his mind was always on his grand dream to find a new route to Asia. Christopher spent years seeking support for his voyage. He approached the kings and queens of Europe, presenting his bold plan to sail west. But time and again, he faced rejection. Many thought his idea was foolish and too risky. Yet, Christopher's spirit remained unbroken. He knew that one day, someone would believe in his dream. Finally, in 1492, after years of persistence, Christopher found a willing patron in Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand of Spain. They shared his vision of discovering new lands and agreed to fund his expedition. With newfound hope, Christopher prepared for his journey. On August 3, 1492, Christopher set sail from the port of Palos de la Frontera with 3 ships: the Niña, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. The ocean stretched out before them, vast and mysterious. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, the crew grew anxious and fearful. They had never been so far from land, and the endless expanse of water seemed to go on forever. But Christopher remained steadfast. He encouraged his crew, assuring them that they were close to their destination. He studied the stars, the winds, and the currents, guiding their course with skill and precision. His unwavering confidence inspired his men to keep going, even when hope seemed lost. Then, on the night of October 11, 1492, something miraculous happened. A faint light appeared on the horizon. The next morning, as the sun rose, the cry came from the lookout, "Land ho!" They had reached an island in the Bahamas, which Christopher named San Salvador. Although he believed he had reached the outskirts of Asia, he had actually discovered a new world, unknown to the people of Europe. Christopher and his crew explored the island, marveling at its beauty and the unfamiliar plants and animals. They encountered the indigenous people, who greeted them with curiosity and kindness. Christopher believed that he had found the gateway to Asia and continued to explore other islands in the Caribbean, including Cuba and Hispaniola. When Christopher returned to Spain in 1493, he was hailed as a hero. His discoveries captivated the imagination of Europe and sparked a new era of exploration. He brought back tales of golden cities, exotic spices, and wondrous new lands. But his journey was far from over. Christopher embarked on 3 more voyages across the Atlantic, each time discovering new lands and further mapping the Caribbean. He faced many challenges, including harsh weather, difficult terrain, and conflicts with the indigenous people. His encounters were not always peaceful, and his quest for glory and riches sometimes led to strife and suffering. Despite the hardships, Christopher's spirit remained unyielding. He continued to believe in his mission and the possibility of reaching Asia. On his fourth and final voyage in 1502, he explored parts of Central and South America, enduring shipwrecks and adversity. Although he never found the direct route to Asia he sought, his voyages opened the door to the vast, unexplored lands of the Americas. In the twilight of his life, Christopher returned to Spain. He was no longer the young dreamer gazing out at the sea, but a seasoned explorer who had changed the course of history. He passed away in 1506, never fully realizing the magnitude of his discoveries. Yet, his voyages had set in motion a new age of exploration and colonization that would shape the world for centuries to come. As you drift off to sleep, dear child, remember the story of Christopher Columbus. A man with dreams as vast as the ocean, who dared to venture into the unknown and discovered a new world. Let his tale remind you that with courage, determination, and an unwavering spirit, even the wildest dreams can become reality. Sweet dreams, and may you always sail towards your own horizons.